Hi there! It's nice to be with you for another fun-filled day of learning. I hope you're having a wonderful time. And yeah, we're here with you again, Sir DJ and Dan, your English learning buddies. We will make sure that you will learn and we will enjoy our English lessons together. So make sure you have your pen and your paper with you, okay? Because once again, we will explore the powers of the English language. What are we waiting for? Let's get to it! What do you think of time travel? It's pretty cool, right? Just imagine, you will activate a state-of-the-art device, choose a specific date and time you want to go back to, and presto, you can go back in time. What are the things that you would change? What would you want to see? Would you want to take back what you said in the past? If you ask me, Dan and I would like to go back to the time of the dinosaurs and walk around with them. That would be crazy fun. What about you guys? What would you do? Oh, maybe you would want to take back what you said in the past. Sometimes we wish that we could have said something else. Like that time when you got mad at your friend and said something that hurt him or her. Or that day when you talked back rudely to your parents. Obviously, you can't take back the words you already said. If you hurt somebody with what you said, you can only apologize, but you can't undo the damage. As I have told you, our words can be very powerful. The tongue has no bone, but it is strong enough to break a heart. So, since time travel is technically impossible, we have to always be careful with what we are saying. This reminds me of a quote by Plato. He said, "Wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools because they have to say something." Now let's try to put our bright minds to a simple exercise. I will show you an outcome or a situation that took place as a result of something, and we will try to change that result by trying to alter what happened in the past. Try to investigate and try to give me a conditional sentence about the image. It's like imagining what would happen if a different decision was made in the past. Here's an example. They made her angry, that's why she left. How could we make the situation better? She wouldn't have left if they hadn't made her angry, am I right? In this situation, did you notice that her bag was tied to her chair? They pranked her. Maybe that's the reason why she got mad. The answer can be like this. If they hadn't tied her bag to the chair, she wouldn't have left. Did you get that? Okay, let's go and play Don't Be a Hater, Let's Make It Better. Here's my first situation. The boy was running because he was being chased by a dog. If the boy hadn't done something wrong, the dog wouldn't have chased him. Look closer. I think there's a stick over there. Maybe he poked him, or worse, hit the poor dog. That's nasty. Every act of violence committed against an animal is not a healthy sign. Animals should always be treated with love and respect. How society treats animals shows what that society is really made of. It is like humanity looking in the mirror and seeing what they are. So what can we say about this picture? If he had treated the dog better, they would have been good friends. Good one. Let's try another one. His head hurts. and that's why he decided to take some medication. Let's try to look at the picture. What may have caused his headache? Oh no! Check out his phone. And look at the time. He must have been playing video games all night long. What can we say about this picture? If he had controlled his playing time, he wouldn't have had a headache. The excessive use of smartphones may cause headaches, decreased attention, shortness of temper, sleep disorders, and depression, mostly among teenagers. Radio waves are not the only reason for these symptoms. It is the sad reality that nowadays, many people, especially the youth, experience a lack of human contact, and they try to compensate for it by mobile phone communication, which is not an adequate substitute for personal interaction. So always remember to moderate your gadget use. Too much of anything is not good. Let's take a look at our last image. She stumbled and they laughed at her. It is never nice to laugh at people who get hurt. That's just rude and disrespectful. If they hadn't laughed at her, she wouldn't have cried like that. Oh no! Take a look at her shoelaces. It's untied. She's carrying too much stuff as well. And worse, they made fun of her. Making fun of people in person or even online can be considered as a social attack. It can reduce a person's social standing and self-esteem. So you're basically destroying a person's image. Always remember to be respectful and considerate of other people's feelings. Going back to the image, if she had tied her shoelaces well, she wouldn't have stumbled. Or, if they had been nice, they would have helped her with her things. Were you able to come up with the conditional sentences? Great! Let's take a look at them again. If he had treated the dog better, they would have been good friends. If he had controlled his playing time, he wouldn't have had a headache. If she had tied her shoelaces well, she wouldn't have stumbled. What are the most common words in these statements? Correct! We have the word had, would have, and wouldn't have. And did you notice that our sentences talk about past actions and past results? We can't change what happened in the past, but we can actually create a sentence that shows an imaginary situation in the past that became the reason for an imaginary result, which is also in the past. How can we do that? We use the third conditional. Before that, as we always do, let's look back on what we've discussed in the previous episodes. We have talked about conditionals. These are statements expressing the result of a particular condition. So far, we have covered the first three conditional sentences. These are the zero, the first, and the second conditional. Can you remember what a zero conditional is? Correct! It is also called a factual conditional because it expresses truths and facts. What about the first conditional? Very good! The first conditional is also called a possible conditional since it is used in dealing with things that are likely to happen in the future. And in the last episode, we talked about the second conditional. Can you still remember what it is? Nice one! We use it in dealing with things that are impossible in the present and are unlikely to occur in the future. Unlikely to become real in the future, but not completely impossible. I'm amazed. I sure hope you'll always remember our lessons, okay? As promised, we'll talk about the last one. The last conditional is the third conditional. We use it in dealing with changes in the past scenario that would have led to a positive result. It talks about an unreal past, a past that did not happen. The third conditional tackles an imaginary situation in the past that causes an imaginary result which is also in the past. It's unreal. It is not true because we can't change the past. Sometimes we wish we could, but we can't. It's impossible. For example, if I had written my essay earlier, I would have submitted it on time. In our example, the if clause happened in the past, and the result clause is the outcome which also happened in the past. So, it somehow expresses regret. If I had slept enough, I wouldn't have been so sleepy at work. Clearly, the speaker did not get enough sleep. So, the outcome became bad for him. He was so sleepy at work. In writing the third conditional, we use the past perfect tense in the if clause, and for the result clause, we use would have plus the past participle of a verb. Just to remind us, the past perfect tense is formed by using had plus the past participle of verb. Had eaten, hadn't been, had left. Here are more third conditional examples. If she had called me, I would have come. But she didn't, so I was not able to come. If only I had told her the truth, she wouldn't have left. Ah, the feels. Lying is not a good thing, and it will never be, no matter how much we regret what we did in the past. Remember, tell a lie once and all your truths become questionable. We often use the third conditional to express regrets, describing things that happened or didn't happen that we are sorry for. For example, if my alarm had gone off, I wouldn't have been late for work. If there hadn't been so much traffic, we wouldn't have missed our flight. Regrets will always be there. Instead of dwelling on these, we should learn from them. After all, just like what Steve Maraboli said, we all make mistakes, have struggles, and even regret things in our past. But you are not your mistakes. You are not your struggles. And you are here now with the power to shape your day and your future. Let's have a short activity to put your knowledge about conditionals to a test. Let's play in one conditional. As I have mentioned before, we hear conditionals anywhere we go. Let's see if you can identify them. You will listen to a conversation between two friends, Lilia and Wilma. Try to write down the conditionals they used and identify them, whether they can be classified as 0, first, second, or third conditionals. I'll also be asking questions later. Are you ready? Let's go! Lilia and Wilma are friends. They are both busy doing some school stuff. But last Saturday, they met in a coffee shop.
Next Tuesday is a holiday. Have you made plans for that day?
I have a project to finish for my English class, but if I finish it by Monday night, I will be free to go somewhere the next day.
I hope that you'll get to finish your project on Monday night then, so we can do something together on Tuesday. Do you know that my favorite band is coming to the City Plaza this coming Tuesday? But I didn't have enough money to buy tickets. If only I had saved a little money from my last allowance, I would have bought a ticket.
Well, if I won the lottery, I would buy tickets for us. Maybe we can just accept Gia's invitation for her birthday party.
Alright, if my mom and I finish the chores in the morning, I can go with you to Gia's party.
That sounds great. Just let me know what time I can pick you up from your house.
Okay then, thanks!
Good job! Were you able to write down the conditionals? Great! Now here are my questions. Try to answer them. Here we go! Number 1. What does Wilma plan to do on Tuesday? That's correct. Wilma will be free on Tuesday once she finishes her project for her English class. That is why she suggested to accept Gia's invitation for her birthday party. Number 2. Why is Lilia regretful? That's right. When Lilia said, "If only I had saved a little money for my last allowance, I would have bought a ticket." She is regretful because she wasn't able to save enough money for a ticket to her favorite band. Number 3. What might Wilma do if she had won the lottery? Correct again. If Wilma won the lottery, she would buy tickets for both of them. You're doing good so far. Let's try the next one. Number 4. What do you think is the reason why Wilma laughed when she said it? You nailed it! She laughed because she knew to herself that winning the lottery is very unlikely to happen. Keep it up! Let's try the last one. Number 5. How sure is Lilia that she can go with Wilma on Tuesday? Yes, that's it! Her answer depends on a certain condition. She can go to Gia's party once she and her mom finish the chores in the morning. Just like Lilia, we should also help our parents in doing the household chores before going out with our friends. Being helpful to our family is one of the many unique traits of us Filipinos. It is a clear sign that we love our family. Let's keep the love burning, because family is where life begins and love never ends. You did very well in our lesson today. Keep it up, and I'm sure you'll be really good in using the English language very soon. Don't forget to practice your conditionals, okay? We will be using those skills in our next class. And that ends our episode today. That's awesome! Thank you for keeping up. I hope you had a smashing time with us, your English learning buddies, Sir DJ and Dan. Stay tuned because in the next episode, I will introduce you to someone special. Exciting, huh? So keep safe, guys, and see you in the next one. Remember, never stop learning because life never stops teaching. Peace out!